of Magical Arcana by Cuttlefish that loves diving. Chapter 2 The Knowledge That Came With Me. In the center of the square, the beautiful witch in black had been completely burned down to ashes. However, her maniacal laughter and curses were still lingering there. Many people shuddered in fear and looked around. Then they followed the bishop into the cathedral where they started to pray and confess their sins. Lucian felt as if the blazingly bright light was still present in the square. He could still feel the secret and dominating power the light contained. Xiafeng was so shocked that he had already made up his mind to accept his identity as Lucian. He needed to bury his past in the very bottom of his heart, in fear that people in this world might regard him as evil too. This divine power is so amazing. Instead of feeling awed or even terrified by the power like common people, Lucian was wondering if he could have a chance of learning it. At this time, Lucian got such a heavy slap on his left shoulder that he almost lost his footing. "Oh, my poor little Evans, thank God you don't have to suffer like your poor father. A nice young fellow like you deserves God's grace." Lucian was dragged back from his thoughts. He found a middle-aged woman who was twice his size, wiping her tears of joy as she kept patting his shoulder with her bear paw-like huge palms. Lucian managed to move a little bit to evade her palm, which almost made him cough out blood. He opened his mouth but could not speak a word. He did not know her name, not even his own full name. Should he be Lucian Evans? After watching him just standing there, the woman had an even more sorry look on her face. "My little Evans, you're still suffering from your mental illness. Look at you, so skinny." Xiafeng was embarrassed because he had not acquired any memory for Lucian. He was also afraid of letting people know that he was not the real Lucian. From a certain perspective, yes, Lucian's body now was genuinely being occupied by someone else. Fortunately, a middle-aged man standing beside the middle-aged woman stopped her. "Eliza, don't talk to little Evans too much. He had just recovered. He must be feeling tired right now. Evan, help your mom and let's go home." The blonde-haired man was kind of skinny with his back bending forward slightly, but Lucian could still tell he was a good-looking guy in his younger days. For Lucian, the man was like an angel who saved him from this difficult situation. "Thanks, Auntie Eliza, I'm fine, just feeling a little bit dizzy," Lucian responded carefully. The boy, Evan, who dragged Lucian here to see the witch, was holding his mom's arm. He made a funny face and said to his mom, "I knew he was not gonna die. Only you always think that he's still a baby who needs to be taken care of all the time." Auntie Eliza was still wiping her tears. "Evans, it's so nice to see you're getting better now. She deserved this, that damned vicious witch." She kept on nagging while walking. "When she just moved close to your place, she looked so beautiful and nice. I was even thinking of marrying her to my little John, but she was a witch. She tried to steal bodies buried in the cemetery to experiment her evil spells. Thanks to God, the night watchman of the Inquisition caught her red-handed while stealing. I can't even imagine if she had succeeded, how many people would die in our area." Following them, Lucian got a brief overview of what happened from Eliza's words. The woman got caught by a night watchman. As her neighbor, Lucian was also put under the interrogation of the Inquisition. They probably used some kind of holy spell on him which affected him mentally. So they did figure out that he was innocent, but at the same time they seriously hurt the real Lucian. He died after that, therefore Xiafeng got the chance to possess this body. The man noticed that Lucian remained silent all the way. He patted on Lucian's shoulder, comforting him in a low voice. "She's just like this, just ignore her." Lucian nodded. The man looked at Eliza from behind and sighed. "Eliza, she was such a pleasant and beautiful girl in the past, but after she gave birth to John, she was all like being controlled by the demon. Barely 1 year after we married, she became like this." He emotionally sighed again. He paused a bit and added, "I am no longer a well-matched opponent for her, though." Lucian was still suffering from his mood swings. He forced out a smile and did not say anything. He did not know the man's name yet. Somehow, Eliza heard her husband's complaint. She threw a snort of contempt. Joel, the bard, you who was once full of passion and romance, the young guy who came here to pursue his dream of music, are an incorrigible drunkard now. Joel smiled awkwardly. Alto is the city of Sam. Countless young people are flocking to the city in pursuit of their dreams. But how many of them ever succeed? By the way, Eliza, I've quit drinking since John started walking. Auntie Eliza looked back and stared at him. Thanks God! You understand that we have put all our hope in John and Evan. John's a good boy. He worked so hard and was selected by Sir Knight Van as his squire. If John can manage to awaken the blessing in his blood and be knighted by the Grand Duke, then our son can be a lord, a respectable nobility. Joel shuddered slightly under the stern gaze from his wife. That just then thought about Lucian. Oh, I'm so sorry, little Evans. Eliza stopped herself and winked at Joel for help. I didn't mean that. You're talented too. You just need more training when you were younger. But the apology did not really help with the situation. Joel laughed loudly and patted Lucian's shoulder again. He's fine. Our Lucian is the guy who's gonna carry forward my dream of becoming a musician. Lucian was not really paying attention to them. He half-heartedly said with a giggle, Yeah, I wanna be a musician. Seeing Lucian laugh, Eliza felt relieved and continued her nagging again, which actually helped Lucian know more about the city. The city of Alto was a big and prosperous city located close to the dark mountain range. It enjoyed the reputation as the city of Sam and was full of opportunities. This area was named Aderon, which was the place where the poorest of people in Alto gathered. Besides, because of his absence due to illness for the past couple of days, Lucian had already lost his job as a porter in the market. A moment later, the four of them arrived in front of Lucian's place. Eliza invited Lucian for dinner, but he politely refused her. Thanks, Auntie Eliza, but I need some more rest. Before leaving, little Evan moved closer to Lucian and asked curiously, Lucian, when did you decide to become a musician? You never told me about it before. 5 minutes ago, Lucian answered emotionlessly. Oh, see. Evan nodded admiringly. After getting into his shack, Lucian locked the door from inside. He sat there unconsciously and buried his head deep into his elbows. No kidding, I'm in a different world. A crazy world where magic actually exists. In this world, they burn people alive with gallows. Lucian's strong emotions finally burst out. He was surprised and scared. Shafin was kind of shy and not really experienced in his own world. Before, he often panicked facing difficult situations, but this time Shafin himself was even surprised, seeing how he managed to remain calm until now. Difficulties forge a person stronger. Time went by and night came. Lucian finally calmed himself down. Since he had decided to live in this time period, now he should not panic, worry, or be scared at all. He should plan for his future carefully. If he died again this time, he was pretty sure it would be forever. He stopped himself from worrying about his parents and friends. When he was about to plan what to do next, hunger struck him. It felt like there was a fire burning inside his stomach. Lucian swallowed his saliva several times and decided to find something to eat first. He walked towards the only crate in his place. Inside of the big box, except of some old clothes, there were only 2 loaves of bread-shaped black thing and 7 copper coins. Hunger controlled his brain. Lucian hurriedly took a big bite. Crack! This bite almost destroyed Lucian's front teeth. What the hell? It's like a wooden club. It took Lucian quite a while to make sure the thing he was holding was a real bread, which was just hard enough to knock an adult. Fighting against his hunger, Lucian found some flints in the crate and started roasting his bread. Brown braised pork, spicy chicken wings, roasted beef, kung pao chicken, he muttered while staring at the bread as it was being roasted. When the bread became a little bit soft, Lucian could not stop himself and took a hurried bite. It was like chewing a piece of wood. But that was all Lucian had. He devoured the bread and sighed. I'd rather die if I'm gonna eat this every day. I must earn more. I don't want to live like this. Then he thought about the bishop and the pastors. Neatly dressed, they looked so noble with their incredible divine power. Lucian felt excited. I wonder if I could learn that power and become one of them. But the next moment he changed his mind. No, a person like me going to church is like myself asking them to burn me to ashes. I don't know if there are other ways to say that blessing. What about all the knowledge I learned in my previous world? Is it still useful here? Stuffing the bread into his mouth, Lucian started thinking about how to make a living. When he was retrieving the knowledge he learned in the university, he found something astonishing present in his brain. After taking a close look, Lucian's eyes opened wide in surprise. These are these are the books from the library. They also came here with me. All the books collected in the library were present there in his mind. Instead of describing them as memories or, say, Lucian's own knowledge, they were more like projections or visuals placed in different categories, ready to be read by Lucian anytime. Lucian tried to read them with great curiosity, but Lucian found that he could not open a majority of them. They were locked.